Okay, in this section, we're going to be looking at using inequality notation with the modulus function. Down the left, we have 4 sets of inequalities, and we are going to write the same information using a number line in interval notation and also in modulus notation. Much of the information in this video may be things you're familiar with from GCSE. So I'm going to do the first row and then give you the opportunity to have a go at the other ones before I go through the answers to them. So our first inequality is x is bigger than minus 4 but less than 4. On a number line, we would represent that by a line with 2 open circles above minus 4 and 4, and then we would join a line in between them. Here is our answer in interval notation. The notation on the outside stands for x is an element of, or x is a member of. And then the brackets tell us the interval. Where we have curved brackets, the curved bracket on the left tells us that minus 4 is not included in the inequality. The same with the curved bracket on the right, that tells us that 4 is not included in the inequality. If these were less than or equal to signs, we would use square brackets instead. To see how to write this in modulus notation, we'll first go back to our inequality. First of all, notice we could say that this inequality is symmetric about 0. So we have plus or minus the same number either side. If the number is between 0 and 4, taking the modulus of it would have no effect. If the number is between minus 4 and 0, when we take the modulus of it, we will get a positive number that is between 0 and 4. That means that we can write the modulus notation as follows. The mod of x is less than 4. Okay, I'd like to pause the video and have a go at filling in as much of this table as you can. Don't worry if you can't do every single part of it, particularly the modulus notation, as that might be new to you. But you should find there are a number of parts you can correctly fill in for yourself. If you're not confident your answer's correct, you could just write it in pencil, and then if it's wrong, it's easy to rub out. Okay, pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. I'll show you all the answers in one go at first, and then if there's any that you've got wrong, it's probably worth watching the rest of the video to make sure you understand why. And now I'll go through how to get all those answers. So in the second row, we've got x is less than or equal to minus 2, or x is bigger than or equal to 2. That's 2 separate regions. So on our diagram, we'll start with a number line and we'll put 2 circles above minus 2 and 2. The circle above minus 2 has an arrow going to the left, implying it can take any number less than 2. The circle above 2 has an arrow going to the right. As we can't have the values in between, there's no line joining these together. We write it in interval notation as follows. Here we have 2 separate intervals. Let's look at the left interval first. The maximum value we can have is minus 2, and we use a square bracket, meaning minus 2 is included in the interval. As we can have any value less than minus 2, we use minus infinity. And as there is no limit to how far that can go to the left, we use a curved bracket. For the second interval, we have 2 with a square bracket and infinity with a curved bracket. As x can be in either of these regions, we link them using the union symbol, which we're essentially using in place of the word or. So the way we could read this out is x is a member of a set that contains all the values between minus infinity and negative 2, or the set containing the numbers between 2 and infinity. Let's now have a think about the modulus notation. If we have a value of x that is bigger than 2, then we take the modulus of it, it's still going to be bigger than 2. If we have a value of x that is less than minus 2, then when we take the modulus of that number, it will make it positive, and it will have to be bigger than 2. So we can write our modulus notation as mod of x is bigger than or equal to 2. In the last 2 rows, the questions are pretty much the same as the 2 above, just using letters instead of numbers. So your diagrams for row 3 and 4 should be the same as your diagrams in rows 1 and 2, just with minus 4 replaced by A and minus 2 replaced by B.